when the Merck Foundation was launched in June 2017, the chairman, Professor Strattenberg-Haverkamp, said, and I quote, "The vision of the new foundation is a world where everyone can lead a healthy and fulfilling life, especially those living under disadvantaged conditions." He went further to say that with the foundation, the company will continue its commitment towards improving access to innovative healthcare solutions in underserved communities, building healthcare and scientific research capacity, and advancing people's lives through science and technology, end of quote. Working to deliver on that mandate is the hardworking CEO of Merck Foundation and president of Merck More Than a Mother initiative, Dr. Rasha Kelej. Rasha is a pharmacist with 25 years or more experience in the international pharmaceutical business, and in her position as CEO of Merck Foundation, she has led many impactful CSR initiatives that focused on building healthcare capacity and empowering women and youth in healthcare and research. You know, I met Rasha a couple of years ago, and I was astounded by her genuine empathy for the people the foundation serves. I also came away hugely impressed by her passion and drive. It's therefore a huge pleasure to visit Rasha in her office in Dubai for a taping of View from the Top today. And Rasha, nice to have you on the show. Good to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Rasha, nice to have you on the show. Thanks for having me in your office.
Thank you very much. Great to welcome you here.
You just returned from China, where you attended the World Congress of the International Federation of Fertility Societies. What are the important outcomes of that Congress, especially as it relates to your work?
Definitely. You know, this type of conferences and world conferences is very important for building advocacy and exploring opportunities of partnership and training. You know, the main challenge is the trained, skilled staff to be able to manage infertility and help infertile couples and raise awareness about infertility. And of course, in many countries in Africa, till today, there is not even single fertility specialist. Like, for example, countries like Sierra Leone, Liberia, Malawi, you know, many, Gambia, Guinea. So we trained the first fertility specialists in these countries. It means that we made history in these countries. So it's very important to find more opportunities of skilled and experts willing to start training these doctors, because training these doctors is very difficult. You know, we're looking at clinical training. It's not only observation. Clinical training and also technical training for embryologists, which is also very important, because even in some countries, they have fertility specialists and they have IVF centers, but they don't have their local embryologists, which makes the cost of IVF cycles and the treatment very high. So we are contributing through Merck Foundation to also provide the technical training to have standalone embryologists that can work in the country and can help infertile couples.
Before then, just recently you had a summit of African First Ladies.
Yes.
Tell me about that. What resolutions came out of that endeavor?
You understand that it's very important to have the First Ladies as ambassador for this campaign and to start to integrate with the community and building advocacy about breaking the stigma of infertility, and especially the stigma around infertile women, because as you know, the women are the one who solely blamed to be infertile, while men contribute to 50% of the causes, as we all know now. But in many cultures and many communities, not yet known. And even the media themselves, they don't know. So we wanted to bring all the First Ladies together, and we had 15 First Ladies from 15 different countries. It's supposed to be 17, but 2 declined because have other obligations. And now we have all of them ambassador of Merck More Than a Mother. We are going to partner with them to establish all the new initiatives of Merck More Than a Mother, because I believe that we have to integrate more sectors to raise awareness in the community and to try to define interventions to break the stigma of infertility, not only by scientific training and health. We need to integrate with media, cooperate with art, with singers, with filmmakers, with fashion designers, with community leaders, with many different community segments in their natural setting. So the soft power, to be able to create a culture shift. You need to integrate with them, you need to cooperate with them so they can raise the awareness and sensitize the communities about this sensitive issue.
It was a question I was going to ask you, that why this particular set of women? But that question has already been answered. And I also noticed that some presidents are already buying into the initiative, no?
Definitely. So in all the countries we launched now in partnership with the First Ladies, we met the presidents. The presidents are very interested in breaking the stigma. They know about this stigma and about the severity of the problem, but there was no organization or global fund is responsible or trying to offer the help. And of course, you know that they have a lot of other emergency and a lot of challenges. They need to focus their national strategy and national resources to resolve. So when we are offering our help and partnership and creating a culture and helping this big segment of people, they are very much welcoming us, supporting us, endorsing the initiative, facilitating the way that we can provide this help and building capacity and improving access to quality and equitable fertility care solution. The very important also topic is you need to involve also president as men, because the main challenge and one of the main challenges in this community is men are don't want to be blamed for infertility. They don't want to discuss openly and support their wives. They need a fellow man who's the leader to tell them that it's okay, it is not affecting your, manhood. You can still can be managed. It's very high incidence. Every 4 couples are infertile. So it's like 25% of the people in the productive age are infertile in Africa. So it's a big segment you need to address, and you cannot just ignore it.
You recently launched yet another initiative to break the stigma around infertility in Ghana and the rest of Africa. Tell us about the Fashion Awards and how exactly this can help achieve your goal.
Yes, I found that we have a very great sense of fashion in Africa. With the colors, with patterns, with models and attires and beautiful models and very talented fashion designers, men and women, big segment. And I said, this is what we want to do. We want to address and employ the fashion to break the stigma of infertility by having the message of no to infertility stigma, or women are more than mothers.
I see it on your scarf.
This is my design. So I designed it as a scarf that you can wear, and you have with beads, no to infertility stigma on it. I can wear it anywhere I go. Nobody don't use scarves. Men and women use scarves. So it was really a good idea to have it, and people will start to open a dialogue. What is this? What this means? Why infertility is a stigma? Let us do something about it. No, it is not a stigma. So I want it in a fashion item, a blouse or a skirt or a scarf or any dress or a t-shirt or a jeans with beads, not infertility stigma. To all the women and girls who's wearing it outside, they have it. We had long time ago for vegetarians, this is our friends, not food, and for AIDS, community awareness, for women cancer. We always have fashion, always integrate or offer to support a message or a community campaign. And I wanted to do this for infertile women and infertility in general. So we had this award. It's a competition, and we launched it first in Ghana. It was in partnership with Her Excellency, the First Lady of Ghana, and in partnership with technical schools of fashion design. And next country, we want to do it in Nigeria. And it's a very big good opportunity to do that through your program as well. And of course, we are going to open it also in Zambia, which already launched last month. And the winners will have the opportunity to demonstrate or show their winning designs in the Zambia Fashion Week and in Ghana Fashion Week, and they will have their awards to support them.
I like how you employ popular culture to propagate your messages. Let's listen to this song from Sierra Leone, for example.
Yes.
I'm in pain, you're in pain. Seems like everything is going the wrong way. You were frustrated, that you were heated. You don't know what you've done to deserve such treatment. Say you've had tears you've shed, felt the shame and stress in your head. No need to cry no more, there's a way to wipe your tears. No more molestation, no more heartbreaks. With Mark more than a mother, you can be more than a woman. You can be the woman who is on now. It's time to stand, the sacrifice is enough. Yeah, doesn't matter what you're going through, it's gonna be okay. You can be more than a mother.
You know, that was your first song in the series, and since then you've had several more songs from across the continent. Tell us about the music.
14 songs.
14 songs now.
Yes, and the most very touching songs. I feel that it will have a big impact. The songs that have been composed and sang by Her Excellency, the First Lady of Burundi.
Herself,
in 3 languages, in French, English, and Kirundi. And she composed them, she produced them, and now they are ready for all the media in Burundi, local radios and TVs. And I want to take them after we do the video for them to broadcast them in all the local media across Africa, because it's a 3 languages. So French and English, of course, majority. Kirundi is only for Burundi, of course. But she also done a very, very important thing. That's why I feel this lady is very creative. She had launched a competition between all the choirs from different churches, almost 10 or 12 teams. Bands has composed songs in many languages, in French, in English, in Kirundi, and Swahili. And we had a competition, like a judge panel, and selected the winners.
Nice.
4 bands. And then during the summit, I was surprised that you brought already CD with the composed and produced 4 songs from the winners.
Very exciting work, isn't it? While significant progress has been made in halting the spread of communicable diseases in Africa, rates of non-communicable illnesses are rising. One of the most pressing public health challenges in Africa today is also one of the least reported: cancer, a leading cause of death. Every year, some 650,000 Africans are diagnosed with cancer, and more than 500,000 die from the disease. Within the next 5 years, there could be more than 1 million cancer deaths annually in Africa, a surge in mortality that would make cancer one of the continent's top killers. Now, with just 5% of global funding for cancer prevention spent in Africa, experts say a new global strategy is needed to help manage a looming health crisis. When we return, Rasha and I will be discussing initiatives that seek to improve access to healthcare solutions for non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and cancer. Stay with us. Today, cancer kills more people in developing countries than AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined. But with Africa receiving as I said, only about 5% of global funding for cancer prevention and control. The disease is outpacing the efforts to contain it. Tell us what you are doing in this area.
Cancer. As you know, cancer is a big challenge. I don't need to tell you the numbers.
Yeah.
Any numbers, it is a challenge. Why? Because there is many countries, again, they don't have even single oncologists up till today. Like, for example, Burundi, we have also Gambia.
Not a single oncologist.
Sierra Leone, yes, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Guinea. We train the first Liberia, we train the first oncologists in these countries. In the century, 21st century, still there is no oncologists in these countries. And other countries, there are very minimum number of, limited number. It's not enough. Some countries have 2, 1, 3. It's not enough. And all of them live and work in the capital. So I looked at the challenge and I said, donation of medicine or equipment or centers is not the right strategy. The right strategy is to train the oncologists first, who will be dispensing and prescribing the medicine, who will be following up, who will be running the centers and the machines and all this. So we had a big partnership with all the ministries of health and the First Lady's offices to select the right trainees, the right candidates who has, of course, it's very difficult also to find them because it's a very sophisticated training. To be oncologist, you need to be specialist before, and so it's very important to find the eligibility, right eligibility criteria, and select the people who will be dedicated for more than 2 years outside their country to be trained. So we created a specific fellowship, a very special fellowship for Africa in University of Nairobi, in partnership with the University of Nairobi, and another one in Tata Memorial Hospital in India, another one in Malaya University in Malaysia, and master degree in clinical oncology in Egypt's Cairo University and NCI, National Cancer Institute. And these are very important. They are adopting a special fellowship and special master that fit with the African challenges and still have all the advanced and the high-end cancer care, but also with considering the challenges and the lack of equipment, the lack of things in Africa. So it's very important. We have now almost around 70 candidates between undergoing and finished from 25 countries in Africa. It's very important program.
Like infertility, some cancers are caused by infections like hepatitis. Cervical cancer, for example, is often caused by sexually transmitted disease, HPV. Are African countries doing enough to educate people about STDs, and what are the costs to society, do you think?
It's never enough. It's always never enough. Community awareness, it's always needed more and more. Until there is no infection happening, it still need more. For infertility, I want to integrate all the awareness we are doing for infertility with the already infectious diseases awareness, because it's very related. Because all the infectious diseases which is not diagnosed on the right time, treated on the right time, complication of it is infertility. So we don't need to have a special program about infertility awareness. It can be actually very much integrated together, so it can be more cost effective and more time, not time consuming. But I am employing, as we said, innovative ways on this matter. So including art and media recognition award, we have this media training. I said media can enter any house. And if the media start to talk about this awareness, about prevention, awareness about stigma, it will really have a big impact. So we have this training for media in every country we go, followed by the media recognition award, so to give them, the enthusiasm to write more and to address this topic and to be eligible for awards and competition, which is very prestigious. So we have done it at local level at each country by itself, and then pan-African one for English-speaking countries and one for French-speaking countries. And this year, in partnership with the First Lady of Mozambique, I want also to do it in the Portuguese-speaking countries. So hopefully it will be okay.
Beyond your work, you're a pharmacist. And so human health is very important to you, clearly. We're still talking about cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is the most common cause of cancer in Africa, and the HPV is very widespread. The good news is that the HPV vaccines are available and it is preventable. But the bad news is that the vaccines are very expensive and not readily available. What can governments be doing? Apart from, I mean, your foundation can't, or foundations such as yours can't do everything, but what can governments or other initiatives be doing?
Education. Education is very important. Look, education is the key for anything and everything. So if we actually, even without a directed or specific training and or education about community awareness about diseases, if you start to educate people properly, they will start to know more about everything else, like vaccinating their girls, and vaccines is very important for children, awareness and prevention and all this. So I ask the government to invest on educating girls and women. This is the strategy, right? Strategy. It's long term, but it will have its impact instead of, ad hoc solutions.
Most cancers, I'm still going back to cancer because it's so important. Most cancers are preventable. And sometimes when they do occur, when they're caught early, detection is, helps treatment outcomes. If I asked you to look at that camera and address women on this matter, what would you say to them?
There's 4 things that's very important, because it is a fate, definitely, but 4 important things: eat healthy, exercise regularly, and stop smoking, and reduce alcohol intake or stop alcohol totally. So this is very, very important 4 things that can prevent cancer and also can prevent any non-communicable diseases. Of course, the early diagnosis and regular checkup, which is it's also a must. But with having this prevention 4 messages, which is very simple, I think it can be a very good contribution to reduce the risk of having cancer or diabetes or hypertension and many other things, and also reduce stress, because women are by nature very much a good subject for stress, with all the things that we are facing every day, work and home and children and all this. So reduce stress and laugh regularly. Every day at half an hour laugh. And just try to find a comic story or a TV program or a film and laugh for the sake of laughing. And believe me, this will bring a lot of positivity, and it will actually improve your immunity and reduce all the risk of any diseases. I take this as a matter of fact. Every day I have to find a half an hour just to laugh, and actually it makes people around me laugh as well.
The strategies to address cancers like this and other things and achieve is education, which brings me to your work on science, technology, engineering and maths for women. Why is it so dear to you?
Because I am a pharmacist, so I'm also I was a girl and I'm a woman, and I understand that we don't only excel in certain fields, we also very much smart and can excel in science and technology and engineering and mathematics, and we are dedicated and we always hard worker. So if we have this talent and we have this opportunity, we can really reach the skies are the limits for us. But I know that it is one of the bottlenecks, but before that in Africa I want also to advocate for education in general. Because there is, first, that we don't want the girls to drop from school, first, for many reasons, to take care of the children, their brothers and sisters, to early child marriage, or because the family needs a dowry or whatever, or she has to go and bring water from far distance, or the hygiene problem, so she dropped from schools. We want to tackle all this first, and she continue education. Then comes the second bottleneck. After she reached to the university or to the place where she had to go to science or to go to other things like art and other stuff, when she decides and who can encourage her. And this is the second bottleneck. So we want to address both, and I am employing the same methods and the same strategy we did for the infertility of stigma and empowering infertile women, to empower women and girls in education and in STEM. So we are also going to do stories, films. We are going to do the film award, the art award, the fashion award, media recognition award. We're also going to do the story. Did you see the story of David? Story?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is an animation story that we are created for infertility, and we are going to do the same for also educating women and girls.
I have seen you at work, and this is clearly more than just work for you. It is passion. What was it in your past that prepared you for what you're doing now?
I really, nothing in my past. I just wanted to make a difference, and I wanted to find my strengths and employ my strengths in something can benefit my career, the people around me, and to be the ideal, equation or factor. It's very important that you find what is you're good at and start to build on it, and forget what is your weakness. And I don't like to address my weakness and try to fix it. No, I just ignore the weakness totally, especially in certain age and stage of your life, and then focus only on your strengths and build and build and build. Stamina, resistance, hard work, and dedication and honesty, because without people trusting you, they will never work with you, never partner with you. And I don't really rely on people to love me very much, more than they trust me, because after you trust someone, you love him by default.
Correct.
So this is very important, and my advice for everyone.
I'm going to ask you a personal question now. You do a lot of work empowering infertile women and trying to break the stigma of infertility. You don't have any children, not because you can't have any children, but because you have chosen not to have any.
Yes.
That's quite unusual for an Egyptian woman, for an African woman. You're Egyptian.
Yes. If you see, my life is always, I don't follow the rules because it must have, or if I feel I want children, I will have children. Not because I have to comply with the regular customs of the society. I didn't feel that I wanted to have children. I wanted to see other children happy. I felt that there is a lot of children in the world, and there are a lot of people who children without mothers and without fathers, orphans and stuff. I felt that I can give to society more as something else. I dedicate my time and efforts to help the society and the community and create a change, create trend, raise awareness, and help myself and make myself happy, not through having children, but through other things. And I wanted to prove to other women at the same time, because I wanted that as well, that you can also be successful and happy if you don't have children. And I know that not all the women will have this choice. And if you cannot have children, you still can be happy like me. So it is really a matter of what makes you happy and what you want and what you feel. And if for any reason God doesn't want you to have children, still life has many things to give, and many things, many ways to make you happy.
We thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And we thank you for watching. Please join us next time when the program returns. But between now and then, let's continue the conversation online. Thanks again for watching, and bye for now.